Well folks, black kit on, hopefully this gives us some luck, as welcome to what could be potentially the last episode of the season, although we don't want it to be. As a very quick intro, welcome back guys to episode number 10 of season number 5, a long series and we hope it goes longer, of this Grimsby to Glory FIFA 23 career mode here on the MWS channel. The spoilers on screen you can see there, a 1-0 loss, a 1-0 win, very tight margins the games at the moment as we have 4 today. Get off the menu as we have West Brom, Middlesbrough at Riverside, we have Brighton top of the league at home and Portsmouth away at Fratton Park. I've shown you them first because they are the final 4 games of the season, but before we show you the league standings and why today is so important, make sure you have watched the previous episode and as always, subscribe to the channel so you know you're not missing anything in the future. As you can see the standings, 4 points is the gap between us and the playoffs. We are the closest team to them in Sheffield United, occupying that 6th spot. West Brom, who we face today, and Brighton are 1st and 3rd. We also face Middlesbrough, who are in the chase a little bit, more out of it than us, but still possible. And we face Portsmouth, who look like well, I think they are. Wait, are there 8 points? They're not technically safe, but they look like they're gonna survive relegation, of course, which is, I guess, a good thing for the club. Not the the Cowley brothers as a whole. Didn't like them. Rivals with Grimsby, as we're going to jump straight into today, because we could potentially play all the games if, of course, it isn't wrapped up for game number 4. It won't be wrapped up at all, as we've got Side E back. That's a difficult choice. Does he go back in the team with Coxey and now Cullen operating? He's quicker than Cullen. He's got worse at shooting, but we know what the main squad is anyway, as we're going to trust Ryan Alsop still in goal, James Bree, Matty Pollock, Liam Lindsay, Godwin Malief is now in ahead of Scales quite a lot, and I probably should get him in the middle. No, Pollock in the middle, him on that side with Gleno at left wing back. We've got Alex Moore as the captain and Regan Cook with Reggie Stone just ahead of them both, and we've got Victor Gyökeres and Ben Waine, the New Zealand international, up front as a partnership, which is a very good partnership for the club as it stands. We've got a player chat, someone asking to play, Eccles. I've got to look at the long-term situation. No offence, mate. Still firmly part of the plans, but not for the Baggies game. We lost to him at the Hawthorns, and this is a big game here at NBP. It seems like the game actually knows the importance of this when it's showing us the lineups. As Jamie Cummings in goal for them, Ignace van der Bremt, Austin Trusty, Malik Thiaw, what a player he is. Had him at Schalke, of course, good potential. And Borges at a 4 at the back with Ganumu, Gardner Hickman, Yokuslu and Diangana's back. Grady with Karabek, who's a brilliant player. And I did miss the striker, but as I always say, I'm hoping he doesn't touch the ball much anyway. As also, I don't know if you guys want to comment down below, it would be a big help, but I've been thinking, do I put a strictness up on the referee? Do I do that when I get to the Premier League? Maybe that's the thing if we want to get more penalties, because we're not getting any in this save so far. Because I'm thinking about things to do and we're already 1-0 down. Okay, I did not expect that straight off the bat. Of course, the question still stands, but I can't believe we've just conceded in that manner. An easy pass around us. In at the near post, we've got to mark up a lot better than that. Early days for Mendes, so I said I didn't want the striker touching the ball. I think he's the one who's just scored the goal. So we need to be a bit more careful on that aspect. It's a bit of a kick clash as well, which I don't like. Another question I had, anyway, going back to the questions after that horrific goal we've just conceded. Do you want me to put player names above the players' heads? Just because I know the player handle is covered by my face cam. You might just see it a little bit below me. As Regan Cook gets this out wide into Bree. Still with Cook in here. In towards Ben Waine, who tests the keeper. Okay, that's more like it. At least we're still awake to an extent. Corner ball. And we do need to be doing better from corners. Can this be one of them? Reggie Stone flying Liam Lindsay through the air. As it'll fall here to Godwin, who tries to put it out wide. Can we keep that in? We do with Reggie. It's into Regan Cook this time, who goes all the way back. Ben Waine was there, but it's Lindsay, the defender, into Cookie. Can we get that round the corner? We do. Into Reggie Stone. Almost through. It might drop to Ben Waine, and it does. Good save. What a stop as Mendes on a run down here on the wing. Tried to cut past us a little bit, as we'll just take that ball in a stride. Godwin Malif just doing a circle there. We need somewhere to go, a bit of an outlet, as Pollock does get the ball back, and he's going to sprint through the middle. That's a bit of a dodgy pass, however, and we've gifted them it back. Need to get goal side, and we are to an extent. Got a bit of a tackle in, but still the ball's not gone. Coming across now, and we have managed to get it away, not clearly, however, and they've still got the ball through that middle. Into Cook. Cookie can't get it away. What is this? As it's in the middle now. And it's 2. And it's glitched. Why has it glitched? Why are we playing this bad anyway? Again, damn my glitchy connection. But if you do get to see this goal, or you didn't see it the first time round, should I say, there it is. Can't cover ourselves in glory. It's horrific defending. What a vital part of the season we are well and truly bottling right here. As Regan Cook, with a bit of a spin in the middle. How often do we score 2 goals this season? Never. Never. So we're just going to struggle here as Bree is onside. Wayne is in the middle. If we could get one back, it wouldn't be bad at half-time as overhead kick. Smartly saved by Jamie coming in the goal. That was a good save as Stone is going to whip a ball in here closer towards the box, and Lindsay's put it wide. We're so unlucky, and I just want it to go right. As can we get a pass through here? Reggie Stone foot race, and he's never winning. He's never winning. This is at home as well, this game, by the way. In one of the biggest of the season. I think we might have to change something at half-time. We've got to go for it. It's that point in the season where we just can't hold off. We've got to change something up, and how do we change something up with this lineup? Do we change formation? I mean, I do like 5 at the back. I feel like it gives us a strong defence, but it seems not to be working. A 4-4-2. Would that do the trick? I don't know. Can we put Mo out wide? Does he work out wide? No. Does Cookie work out wide? Not really. It's equal, really, isn't it? Reggie could be a good crosser, as then we need someone on this right-hand side. Can Eccles play there? No. Can John play there? He can't play there as well. I mean, Coyle can. He's been asking for a chance in this team. I think this might be him getting it. We're going to make Stone a winger. Coyle a midfielder. See how that does. I know it's a bit out there going to a Brexit 4-4-2, but we're going to try and see how he does. Sean Dyche formation as Gyökeres. Straight over the top into Reggie Stone, who's got some runners in behind him. And a pass through the middle there onto Victor Gyökeres. Out wide into Coyle, dipping a ball in. Unlucky. As Liam Lindsay to pick up on it as well as... Oh, Ben Wayne's got an injury. He's got an injury. That's just great. I mean, we're going to have to get Cullen on, I think. Or maybe Coxey. I think I trust Cullen to grab a goal somehow as that sloppy from Alex Moore. And it's gone straight through to him. You can see we've got less defenders at the back. And Lindsay's been dragged out. I had to do it. I knew we had cover. As Mendy to pass it off into Grady Diangana. He's going to slowly run out as it's back in the middle. Read that one. Still not a cracking second half as Victor Gyökeres to try and run down this wing. He's allowed some more freedom to fill into where the wing-backs usually are. As that's a brilliant cross, and it fell to Reggie, who manages to keep the ball alive. Alex Moore into Regan Cook, who can't get the pass across. We keep it alive slightly into Coyle to whip it towards Ben Wayne. He's just one of the biggest games of the season, and we fall flat on his face. Just trying to desperately change things up to try and make it work in our favour, as that's a terrible pass. That's a terrible pass and a chance, and it's 3. It's gone through everyone. It went through everyone. Demolition job. We can't afford to lose games this part of the season, but we're going to have to write this off. Aggies have well and truly done a football on us. Done a football on us. Superb. The strike of dreams. As they've got another pass through the middle. That's 4. That's 4. It is a calamitous day at NBP on a monumentous occasion. We can't take this into next season wherever we finish in this league. Whether we go to bottom half of the table. This is poor. 4-0 to West Brom. I prefer not to speak. Has to go down as by far the worst performance in this save by far. We've just not looked like scoring as well, which is the shameful bit. What chance have we... Ben Wayne in the first half, that's it. They scored from minute go and it's just really done us in as Coxey can't even spin right well. Not great from him. I don't know how many goals he's actually got this season, which is quite alarming, seeing as he's a striker, as now the ball's gone around the corner. And they've got a bit of a move going here. It's into Ngommu. Through the middle again onto Munoz. Maybe another chance. I don't want it being 5, as that's a good read from Matty Pollock. The only bit of defending we've done all game, I think, as Cullen tries to get it through to Coxey. Coxey battles for it back. And here he is on a bit of a run. Can he try and find Cullen in the middle with the cross? He might do. Defender gets there first. And he's managed to keep the clean sheet. Get out this menu. Less said the better. However, after that, we still stay 7th, should I say. Which is phenomenal. 1 point. Sheffield United got a draw, so we've still got the chance. We need to win 2 and they need to lose 2, though. It's McAtee 3 months. Ben Wayne has broke his toe 3 months. 2 big injuries and a 4-0 thrashing in the first game, despite it still being very possible, isn't a good sign. As all eyes turn to Borough. Has anyone overtaken us? I don't think there was any games in hand. Nope, there wasn't. Sheffield United haven't played earlier as well, which I was hoping they would have done. See how we're going. As I'm not going to answer you, Coxey. Because frankly, you're not in the team. I'm going to go with someone else. Saidi. Team is fully fit. Okay, I mean, unsharp strikers isn't a good thing, but we're going to try them out. Saidi was scoring most out of the other options before he got injured. So him and Gyökeres. Gleno's a little bit tired, but not too much to take him out at all. As it's only one change despite a 4-0 loss to show how much I trust the players. As we're back to reading teams this way. Marcus Fors, Josh Coburn, Osama Tagiline with Riley McGree, good player. Adam Nagy's there. Colin Boyd Mons, Matt Clark, Anfred Dijksteel, Rodri Bowen, Isaiah Jones and Gabriel Solinia in goal. It's a very good team. Hop is benched. Let's take the chance with him out. Got the 3 points here last season when we thought maybe there was a playoff push. Let's spark ours back into action by getting a must-needed win. We could be out of the race if we don't win here. It is fully focused to getting every single point we can, as we're still playing 5 at the back. Maybe revisited next season if all doesn't go well, as that's not gone well. Wide. But I tell you what, Liam Lindsay, watch yourself. That was a shocking error at the back. We cannot be affording them. Time or effort. If it was Liam Lindsay, I'm jumping on him because he's left-sided. But it might have been Pollock. He's lucky. That's why I say maybe put the player names on, but I'm going to wait for your votes on them, of course. As we've lost the ball again. Godwin, get back and defend. Get back alongside. Why has he just sprinted out of the defence then? That was not meant, as we do get the interception in. And Bree to run forward. That's gone through onto Cookie. Now Gyökeres. He's going to hold it up and he's going to look for Cookie, making a really good run. Cuts inside himself. Lays it off into Reggie Stone, who goes through bodies. Fortunate not to take the chances. Where's Matty Pollock? What a save from Ryan Allsop. But where was our defence? I don't get why in this game they're constantly stepping up. I mean, there's been an update. Has the update done that to the game? I'm completely bewildered as now Cookie through the middle into side A. Their defence ain't doing it, as Cookie again into Victor Gyökeres, who will go from range. Just not great. Sometimes you've got to try and test your luck though, aren't you, as Gleno? That's yours all day long, mate. That is experience of League 2, League 1 and Championship football, as that's through the middle straight onto Vic again, who steps aside, but he'll give it back in the middle into Reggie Stone. Flick back onto Victor Gyökeres. Steps away from his man. Gyökeres back in the middle. That one's backwards. And there's a clip on the ankles of Reggie, so we'll get a free kick in a very decent position as well. I mean, is it decent actually? It's quite far out. I'm just going to power this with Reggie. I don't know how much power I actually got on it. Not enough. As Middlesbrough on a bit of a counter-attack here, a fluid counter. As how have we not got there? How have we let them get on the ball? It's a good tackle. Another good block. We don't want to go into the break 1-0 down. Whatever happens, as that's got past us somehow. Around the corner. Just stand off of them a little bit. Big block from Lindsay. As now we need to get this out, James Bree. We do. We get the tackle in. And there's the whistle. Bit of a scare late on. But not a quality game. Just got to make our chances better ones. Not like we're not getting them as Vic. Here he is on the ball. He's going to get a back heel into Alex Mowat, who's going to give it back to Vic. And that is the touch of dreams for this second half as Cookie gets it back himself though. On to Reggie Stone, who's passed it weirdly back, but still we've got the ball. We'll keep on ticking. It's into Alex Mowat, a man on his back, his former club of course, as that's out wide to Glenno and a decent looking ball, but still we don't get there. Alex Mowat with a very good header into Cookie, who takes it. Probably should have took a touch. Very poor as we managed to keep the ball there, you know. And we'll get on that. There we go. Victor Gyökeres tried to spin, and he didn't really get away with it as Adam Nagy through the middle. That's an interception from Pollock and a slide against his boyhood club, of course, as time is ticking out for us Mariners. Of course, if we not get in playoffs, what's the point in playing as full team for the next 2 games? I want something to play for, that's what I'm trying to say. As Christian Saidi puts it out wide. Glenno, there's a man at the back post arriving in Reggie, but he couldn't get there. Okay, so now it's serious. Time is running out as they've got to run down this wing as well. It's Matthew Hop off the bench. 2 defenders dragging alongside him as we do get a block. And it's Brighton up next, isn't it? Top of the league. I'm not thinking about that just yet. We've got to get the points here. As that's a heavy touch from Cookie. The best player as... Referee's blown his whistle. We're going to get Cookie off as well. Josh Eccles, can he be the hero? We can only hope and dream, as that's a pun on their striker's name. As we'll try and chip that over the top towards Victor Gyökeres. Get that, please. Tries to flick it on and... Whoa. The way he went down there, he looked concussed. He looked like he was shaking at the head, but again, we've got to be careful at the back. We've got to try and get him off very soon, but yeah, the referee's going to blow his whistle. That's not good for the next 2. Not a great injury at all, as they're going to just hoof that over the top, straight into Ryan Alsop, who will just straight eat that up, as now we'll throw that out into Josh Eccles, gets his pass off into Coxey. Eccles to continue to run, but we can't get the ball over the top. It's passed across the back, and I think it might be over anytime soon. Don't let Borough win it. That completely writes the season off. We can't. We've got to try and push forward if we can. Get the team press on. Get the team press on. We need to get this ball and get to the side of the field. We've lost it. Matty, come on. Offside in the build-up. Not long to go at all. Bree's got to just nail that forward. We've been tackled. Eccles. I can't lie, he's been a bit of a letdown all season, as we've got to get a tackle in here. We do. Dodgy pass. As I think that's season over. I don't see the Blades losing. I don't see them teams below us losing as well. A 0-0 draw with Borough might see us completely playing championship football next season. Is that it? Is that deemed our season over? It has. 7 points as the gap. Bristol City jump above us. Victor Gyökeres out for 2 months. At least the long-term injuries won't, of course, be too bad. And what I mean by that is they won't affect next season. As this might be harsh, but I think I'm going to send the reserves to Brighton, top of the league. As I've got to put Coyle in there as well. That's one player I want to put in, as I'm going to rotate it quite a bit. Got some players this season who haven't really played at all. We've got Watmore, who might want to bow his career out with an appearance, so I'm going to respect him with that. Ball, of course, in the midfield. We'll put him all the way back. Harry Cartwright can play in net. Pritchard can come in. Eccles can try not be a letdown. Saidi can come out for Coxey, and Cullen can start up front alongside. I'll play Shepherd at the back. Look at his rating go. Trying to pick a team that needs experience and, of course, can try and still win. As there's plenty of time, Louis Coyle. You've got to prove yourself right here. As don't worry, I'll come to the right decision. Duncan Watmore does want to go out with a bang. He's not in the starting 11, but he is on the bench, as you can see how rotated it is. Jasper's back in. Got Willis, one of the youngsters in. Norman's in. Cartwright, Pritchard. A very young squad, which we do like to see. But against top of the league, not going to go to the press conference. Sending the assistant manager as well. Home against Brighton. Oh! And for it being the youngsters, a 4-3 game's not bad. Gerard Moreno, that is, scoring a hat-trick. Coxey and Eccles getting goals in between. With Fabio Silva and Norman getting one on his debut, of course. A youngster getting his dream debut. Not a bad fight from a young squad. Not a bad game. Does it warrant a couple of new contracts? Of course. Alluding to Coyle, I do not know. I mean, it is a defeat at the end of the day. Yes, they've walked the league, but it's a team game, Felix Cook. Felix Cook? I swear it was Regan. I don't know what I'm talking about. As an expert, game's important. I'll make the decisions, Jaheim. I'm sorry. As you'll focus on your football, Louis Cox. Of course, I'm sorry, I don't see you signing another contract. Same with Jaheim Headley, who probably needs a good buy. And Pritchard has played a few games this season. So I'm going to rest the youngster. And I'm going to put Headley in that lineup. And I'm going to go with the same team apart from that one change at the back. See if we can do anything against a struggling Portsmouth. Not match fixing. Just giving some other players a run out. As the result's going to be a 3-2 win. It's funny how the reserve team actually scores more goals. Ginley with theirs. Cullen. Jaheim Headley got a farewell goal. Because again, I unfortunately don't think he'll be signing a contract. Ciabula got one. And Coxey with the winner. He usually doesn't score goals. As for this championship season, we acquire a 9th place finish. 21 wins and not being rewarded for it does sting. Thank you for updating Call of Duty. We lose out to Sheffield United, Preston, Norwich and West Brom, who I think will win the playoffs. They were superb. Bournemouth by a point getting in there, and by a point Brighton missing out on being Centurions. Won't see the South Coast teams anytime soon, as QPR, Oxford and Sheffield Wednesday suffer relegation. That must be a hard one to take, as looking at other leagues, who will be joining us in the Championship next year? Look at that, Spurs and Arsenal down there, not a good Premier League season for them. It's going to be, or it might actually not be, Watford, but it looks like Fulham and Nottingham Forest, kind of usual suspects floating around the league, no offence to them, as promoted. Northampton are going to be Championship. Wow, winning the division. I mean, we're the road to glory team at the moment, but Northampton doing the same path as us, back-to-back promotions, as then Reading coming straight back up. I didn't even realise they got relegated. And in the playoffs, Rotherham, Derby, Fleetwood or Bristol Rovers will be joining us. Bit of a shock to the system, that one, quite frankly, as it looks like Lincoln have survived. That's a shame. Burton, Donny, Walsall and Salford City go down. As for top scorers, of course, no one from our team on this list. Nowhere close this season, as Marcus Tavernier, 25. 45 games, he's not even a striker as well. Is any of our players on this list? None of our players scored more than 13 goals. To say we signed Victor Gyökeres and Ben Waine and Saidi, that is extremely poor in my opinion, as Reggie got on the assist chart with 9. Allsop did get clean sheets. All them 1-0 wins added up to something. And Philip Billing with the most red cards, as I'm going to round up the squad. I know it's been a short one today. Of course, couldn't help it. Not the best, of course, end to the season. But we go against next year, as I might promote 1 or 2 youngsters. I'm going to promote Ed Knowles for definite. I'll wait on my decision regarding Cam Palmer and Louis Reeves, who's actually too young anyway, but looks a good left wing back. As we will go to the stats page and walk through it from here. As Harvey Cartwright will be a backup next season, I'm pretty sure. Dominic Knight will be 3rd choice, possible loan. Allsop number 1 if anything happens. Of course it happens, but don't really want to get rid of him. Jaheim Headley does depart the club. Gleno stays as 1st choice left wing back. Not making a decision. TBD on Niall Marr. Bobby Dennis hopefully could play. Centre back / striker, love to see. Alfie Kilger, I will listen to offers for. I'll listen to offers. He's that backup player, but I feel harsh him being that. As Liam Lindsay hopefully stays at the club. Experienced head. Matty Pollock the same. Godwin I'd love to keep around. Knowles definitely a loan deal. Scales, he's had his good games, but he's actually had quite a few bad ones as well. TBD on him, as Tommy Shepherd want to get him going through a little bit more. He's had a loan him. He should be breaking into this first team. As Jasper Moon, what a servant to the club, but he does depart. Monsieur Fete, of course, probably does leave, actually. Louis Coyle, 26 games, but I don't know if it's enough to warrant a contract. 4 clean sheets in the ones he appeared in, and of course 1 assist, not doing the job as a wing-back or defender, as Bree's a lot better with them 7 assists. What a player he's been. Pritchard coming through the ranks. Dominic Ball stepped in, but he's been quite poor, if I'm honest with you. A backup completely as Cookie. He's superb. He's staying, of course, still on his loan, possibly buy at the end of it. Callum Willis, loan deal. Josh Eccles, 5 and 5 ain't bad. But in terms of overall display, not great. Alex Moore at 7 and 6, not bad at all. I don't know on Harry Clifton and JMD. I don't know. TBD again as Reggie Stone. Really good player. Norman probably alone, good end to the season. McAtee 3 and 3, not great for John. Potentially alone as Scott Powell progressing to the same rating, or even one more. As then Ewan Pratt, probably another loan to buy actually. Jordan Maguire Drew TBD. Duncan Watmore's retiring. Sidey 7 goals, not bad. Not great but not bad. Coxey 7 and 2 assists, he actually beat Sidey with 10 more games. Not great as well. Cullen 8 and 4, good for Cullen. Not great on the whole. Godwin probably needs a loan actually at 21. Might be a loan to buy. He's not been cracking. Not being what I wanted. As Ben Wayne has. 4 and 3 and 14's not bad. Victor Gyökeres. 5 goals all season. I was expecting him to take the team by the scruff of the neck and storm this division. Apparently I'm completely wrong. Bryn Powell don't likely be doing that anytime soon. Hard to pick a player of the season after looking at that. Top scorer is in fact Liam Cullen on 8. He got it last season, of course. I've enjoyed Liam Lindsay this season. He was a late addition. Gleno's been perfect. But how am I forgetting the 7 assists and a goal and a very good pacey player, even though he doesn't seem it. James Bree has been fantastic since he joined the club. And he cannot be knocked out of this lineup. James Bree's player of the season. You know me, I don't like to go with 2 player of the seasons in a row consecutive to the same player. That's why Cullen's not got it. Signings to be made next season. We want to get into that top 6 at the minimum. It's time. Which players help us get there? As thank you guys for watching this quite short episode, but hopefully it's been just as enjoyable. Don't forget, as always, to, of course, like, comment, share and subscribe with that notification bell on as well so you don't miss anything in the future, as that has been it from me for today. Take care of yourselves, guys, in a bit, and peace.